Now this is a continuation of the previous video. In this video we'll be discussing range and variation. Range is a very simple concept. It's just an interval over which all the data values lie. When you have to find the range, you actually have to find the width of that interval. All you have to do is you have to find the greatest value, you have to find the least value, and the difference is basically the range. So all you have to do is identify the greatest and least values, take the difference, that is the range. So if I look at this first set, the smallest value I see is 3 and the greatest value I see is 14. So the range of this set is just 14 minus 3, which is 11. If I look at the second set, the smallest value I see is 2. The greatest value I see is 8. So the range of this set is going to be 8 minus 2, which is 6. Now let's say this is the set we have. We still have to find the range, which is the highest value minus the least value. All you have to do is identify the highest, the greatest and the least values. So let's start with the greatest value. If I talk about the greatest value, that's clearly 33. The greatest value I see in this set is 33. But the least value here is minus 9. Remember, minus 9 is less than minus 7. It's more negative than minus 7, hence it's smaller. If you make a number line, this is minus 7, this is minus 9, further towards the left. So the range is going to be 33 minus 9, which actually is 33 plus 9, and that is 42. This is the range of this set. It's a very simple concept. Just greatest value and the least value, take the difference, you get the spread or the range. Now the next thing we have is dispersion. Dispersion basically means the scatter. Basically how close or how far apart the data values are from each other. For instance, I give you a set which is 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, and I give you another set which is 3, 10, 17, 4, 2. Let's say this is set A, this is set B. What I can say here is that set B is more dispersed as compared to set A, or set A is less dispersed as compared to set B, because the values in set A are very close to each other. On the other hand, values in set B are far apart, relatively. So you can be expected to compare the dispersion of two or more sets. Now you have two different measures of dispersion. One is variance, or you can say standard deviation. These two are very related. We'll discuss these, and then there's one more which is mean absolute deviation. The one thing you see common is the word deviation. Deviation is just the distance of the x value from the mean, which is x minus x bar. It's just that. Deviation मतलब कितना दूर है mean से. It's just that. Slide. This set we said has more dispersion, so this has a higher variance as well. This one relatively has less dispersion, so the variance is less here. Now the first measure of dispersion is variance. Variance is basically how away the data values are from the mean. There is a formula for variance which is summation x minus x bar whole square upon n. Now this is something you don't really need to remember, because this calculation will require a calculator which you cannot use, so you will not be asked to compute the variance, but you can be expected to know these. First thing, like I discussed, measure of dispersion is variance. If the dispersion in a set is more, the variance is higher. If the dispersion is less, the variance is less. If I come back to the now, the second thing you have to remember is the relationship between the variance and the standard deviation. It's a very simple relationship. Variance is the square of the standard deviation. Standard deviation is also the measure of dispersion, which is just this. If I talk about the formula, this is the formula for standard deviation. But again, you will not be asked to compute the standard deviation. You can be asked to state the standard deviation if you have the variance, or state the variance if you have the standard deviation. For instance, here I give you the variance and I ask you for the standard deviation. It's going to be square root of 9, which is 3. Also remember, the variance and standard deviation are always positive. There is a square here, it cannot be negative. There is a positive square root here, it cannot be negative either. So that's also what you have to remember. First thing, variance is greater when dispersion is greater. Variance is the square of standard deviation, and standard deviation, variance are both positive, always positive. For instance, here you have been given 4 sets and you have to identify the set with the highest variance. Just look at the dispersion. The one with the highest dispersion, the greatest dispersion, is the one with the highest variance. So if I look at this set, there is no dispersion at all the values are 3. There is some dispersion here, and there's a lot of dispersion here, because there's a 3, then there's a 19, there's 13. So dispersion obviously is greatest in set C. So the answer is C. That's all you have to do. Just check for the consistency or dispersion. Consistency basically is less when dispersion is greater. So I'll be using these interchangeably. So you just understand, consistency is greater, dispersion is less. Consistency is less, dispersion is greater. So this one has a higher dispersion and less consistency. This is the most consistent set in these options. So if I add one more part and I ask you for the least variance, in this case the answer would be A. Now the second aspect, given that the variance of a set is 4, find the standard deviation of the set. So I know that variance is standard deviation squared. So if this is 4, standard deviation squared is 4. Hence standard deviation is just 2. They're also saying, given that a standard deviation of a set is 4, now the standard deviation is 4, find the variance. Again, same relationship, variance is standard deviation squared. So that's actually 4 squared, which is 16. So just be careful with the information you have. If you have the variance, you have to square root it to get the standard deviation. If you have the standard deviation, you have to square it to get the variance. Now the second measure of dispersion we have is the mean absolute deviation. Now this is something which is new to all of you. It wasn't there in O levels. So let's see what the formula should be. So first thing, what is deviation? It's x minus x bar. And it's absolute deviation, which means mod of the deviations. Absolute means without the sign, so we put a mod. Then you have to find the mean, which is just summation upon n. This is the formula for mean absolute deviation of any set. So what you do is you first calculate the mean. Then you find individual x minus x bar mod. Subtract the mean from every x value, put a mod. Putting a mod basically means dropping the sign. Agar positive hai, remains positive. If it's negative, if the difference is negative, we still take the positive value, the absolute value. Then you add all these. And finally we divide by n. That is how we obtain the mean absolute deviation of any set. Now this is something you can be asked to compute. So you need to know this formula. Now let's take some examples where we have to compute the mean absolute deviation. So first thing, find the mean, which is summation upon n. That's 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 16 upon 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 7, 15, 15 plus 9, 24, 24 plus 16, 40. So 40 upon 5 is 8. So this is the mean. x bar. Now I will find x minus x bar mod individually. So if I use 3 minus 8, so I'll just write this 5 minus 8 mod, 7 minus 8 mod, 9 minus 8 mod, 16 minus 8 mod. So these are the individual x minus x bar mods. This is 5 because the difference is minus 5. When you put a mod, it becomes positive. The second one is 3, 1, 1 and 8. So these are the absolute deviations from the mean. What we have to find is the mean absolute deviation, which means just find the average of these values. The mean of these, which is 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8 upon 5. So 5 plus 3 is 8, 9, 10, 18 by 5, which is 3.6. So this is the mean absolute deviation of this given set. Now this is the last example. Again, we have to find the mean absolute deviation. So we begin with finding the mean. So that's x bar, which is 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 3 upon 6. So that's basically 9, 16, 20, 27 by 6, which is 9 by 2 or 4.5. Now what we do is we find x minus x bar. You can directly find the sum, just find these and add them. So if I talk about 3 minus 4.5 is minus 1.5. With mod it's 1.5. Then with 2 minus 4.5 is minus 2.5. With mod it's just 2.5. Then for 4 minus 4.5 is 0.5 negative, but with the mod it becomes positive. For 7 minus 4.5 is positive already, 2.5. With 8 minus 4.5 is 3.5. 3 minus 4.5 is minus 1.5, but with the mod it becomes 1.5. Now this upon n, which is 6, this is the answer to the question, which is mean absolute deviation of this set. Now just simplify this fraction, that should be the final answer. Now when I add these, this is 4, 4.5, 7, 10.5, 12. So what I'm doing is I'm dividing 12 by 6. That's 12 upon 6, which is 2. So the mean absolute deviation of this set is 2. You should know how to find the mean absolute deviation. But again, for standard deviation variance, you just need to know the relationships. That's it.